Say a 3-year-old girl shot and killed her sister Sunday night. A wrongful death lawsuit was filed against 3 women who helped another woman get abortion medication. And the Victoria Public Library has a new director.
We had a few sprinkles out there today. We're even getting some even as we speak. This is very light stuff, nothing to worry about. But you know what? Later this week, we got another cold front coming that'll give us a much better chance of rainfall. We'll have all that information coming up on the 7-day forecast in just a moment.
And the Ocampo Ricebirds are hiring a new head football coach, and he is familiar with the Crossroads. That's coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us for 25 News Now at 10. I'm Don Brubaker. Karina Garcia has the night off. New at 10, the Goliad County Sheriff's Office Monday helping Texas Parks and Wildlife State Park Police and game wardens in a joint effort to locate missing kayakers on the San Antonio River. After a fast response from those teams and some volunteer firemen and private citizens, the kayakers were located and safely returned to their family. Jessica Berger promoted to Victoria Public Library Director after serving as Assistant Director since 2016 and serving as Interim Director since November 2022. Berger replaces Dana Williams Capone, who resigned last November after serving as the Library Director since 2009. Williams Capone was part of the Victoria Public Library Advisory Board, which discussed policies regarding books focusing on LGBTQI+ content. Affectionate Arms Home Health Care has a reputation of love and care to the Crossroads. Now they're in need of your help to keep providing these services to the area. Affectionate Arms provides services to people 18 and older who have special needs or medical condition and to senior citizens. Mary Garcia, Executive Director of Affectionate Arms, says they are able to provide many services to their clients thanks to help from the community.
We also provide them with something that Home Health does not provide, and that is stimulation, interaction with other people.
Affectionate Arms is licensed to serve 59 clients, but can serve up to 200 people a day if needed. Affectionate Arms Giving Day, keeping the family together longer, is this Friday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Join me and the 25 News Now team live from Affectionate Arms. They need your donations. Scan the QR code right there on your screen to donate. They do need monetary donations. They also need office supplies, water, games, gift cards, cleaning supplies, and indoor and outdoor plants. Affectionate Arms can be reached at 361-578-9067. Their email address is affectionatearms@sbcglobal.net. We hope you'll join us this Friday. Here's your viewer poll this evening. Scan that QR code on your screen to vote. How do you plan to help Affectionate Arms? You want to volunteer, donate money, donate supplies, or tell a friend? Let's look at the numbers. 6% of you say you want to volunteer, 15% donate money, 24% donate supplies, and 55% will tell a friend. We thank you for voting. We want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote. As construction continues, Crestwood Drive between Navarro Street and Main Street is closed to eastbound traffic. Traffic may only travel from Navarro Street to Main Street, not the other way around. All businesses and homes in the construction zone will remain accessible. All right, let's take a first look at your forecast with First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez. A little rain when I was coming back from dinner, Mac. Are we going to get any more rain?
Explain little.
Little. Actually, the drops were kind of medium-sized, but they were by themselves mostly.
Yeah, mostly one here, one there, yeah.
Yes.
I got a few drops on my car today as well. That's part of all this activity that is actually coming at us from the West Coast. That's going to be here very soon. I wish I had better news for the spring breakers, but it looks like it's actually going to get colder. Right now, 61 degrees, calm winds, clear skies, but we'll see a lot of cloud cover rolling in from the south. Coming up, we'll be talking about it on your 7-day forecast. Stay tuned. 25 News Now continues right after this.
All right, Mac, thank you. A 4-year-old child is dead after being accidentally shot by a 3-year-old in Houston last night. Deputies responded to reports of a shooting at an apartment complex around 7:38 p.m. local time. Those 2 toddlers were inside the apartment complex when the 3-year-old got access to a firearm and accidentally shot the 4-year-old. Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says multiple people were hanging out inside the apartment at the time of the shooting.
It appears that one parent thought the other parent was maybe watching the other children when in fact the 2 toddlers were left basically unsupervised inside the bedroom. The 3-year-old gained access to a loaded semi-automatic pistol. Family members heard a single gunshot. They ran into the room and found the small toddler, 4 years old, on the floor, unresponsive.
The case will be presented to the Harris County District Attorney's Office. The sheriff says charges are likely. A kidnapping and rape suspect is in custody in Lexington, North Carolina, accused of abducting a 13-year-old girl. Jorge Camacho is accused of taking the girl from the Dallas area and holding her hostage in Davidson County. Deputies, along with the FBI, conducting a traffic stop in Davidson County Friday. There they were able to arrest Camacho. Authorities finding the victim locked in an outbuilding. She was taken to a hospital. Authorities say the teen now back in Texas.
Parents, they've got to wise up and see that the dangers to these kids, it just continues to go on. Please help us out. I'm very thankful. I thank God that we were able to find this young girl. It may not be that case forever.
Camacho faces multiple charges, including child abduction, human trafficking, and statutory rape of a child under 15. The judge says if convicted, he faces life without parole. He's held under a $1,250,000 bond. His next court date will be later this month. A lawsuit in Galveston claims wrongful death against 3 women who attorneys claim helped a woman end a pregnancy with abortion medication. The woman's ex-husband is the plaintiff. The suit seeks more than $1 million from the 3 women.
The suit, filed in district court in Galveston, seeks damages against the 3 women it contends helped the plaintiff's ex-wife obtain abortion pills. The filing contains text messages among the women which also contend to reveal their intentions. But Marcus Silva, the husband, did not sue his ex-wife, Brittany.
The wrongful death statute makes it clear that the mother cannot be part of the action if it's due to the death of our unborn child. In the penal code as well.
State Representative Briscoe Cain is one of Silva's attorneys.
Some have asked if we've heard from defense counsel. As of yet, we've not. Just to get them served and then to go into the litigation phase and pursuing discovery. One of the things we hope to find in discovery is the producers and the manufacturers of these abortifacients so they can be added as defendants as well.
Texas is ground zero, of course, for that battle.
Former State Senator Wendy Davis is a senior advisor to Planned Parenthood Texas Votes.
It's an entirely unacceptable suit, one, of course, that is seeking to punish people for helping someone access the reproductive health care that she sought and needed.
But what are the legal implications of this first-of-its-kind post-Roe v. Wade case? Seth Chandler is a professor of law at the University of Houston.
While I don't expect lawsuits like this in every case of an abortion, it does make people who participate or assist in abortions potentially vulnerable. But if this lawsuit were to succeed and the plaintiffs were to recover significant damages as a result, then it adds yet another deterrent to having an abortion in Texas.
The international bridge at El Paso back open after migrants stormed the border entry port. U.S. Border Patrol agents shut down traffic at the bridge Sunday. A large group of people tried to cross the bridge from Mexico. Border Patrol agents put up barriers trying to prevent a mass entry into the United States. Disruptions happening at 2 other border crossings on Sunday. Authorities say most of the migrants at the border Sunday were men from Venezuela. The Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs is reopening the Texas Rent Relief application portal from March 14th, that's tomorrow, through the 28th. These funds will help eligible households with rent and utility payments. Eligible households can apply for assistance online at texasrentrelief.com or over the phone by calling the TRR call center at 833-9TX-RENT. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10, jurors unable to agree on the death penalty in the Manhattan bike path terror attack. Also ahead, police in Missouri arrest the man who killed a police officer and barricaded himself in a home. There are too many people in our community who don't have the everyday resources to sustain a regular, healthy lifestyle. Affectionate Arms Adult Daycare helps anyone over the age of 18 who has medical conditions with the simple things that we may take for granted. Join 25 News Now live on Friday, March 17th, as we collect donations and learn more about this organization. Let's come together and help keep people a priority in our community.
We like to think Kia stands for keeping it awesome, and at Victory Kia, our staff has spent years being awesome themselves.
Hi, I'm Chris English with 15 years in the car business.
John Garcia, the Texas Car Plug, 15 years experience.
TJ Decker, 14 years experience.
Marissa Ferrier, 5 years.
Kia Caroline, 18 years, months. Remember, we've got the right cars and the right people to keep it awesome at Victory Kia.
This is a meal worth sharing. Right now, get 4 hot and spicy McChicken sandwiches, 20-piece chicken McNuggets, and a basket of fries for $15.99. Only at McDonald's.
Texas Glass and Tinning, your local experts in auto glass replacements, is now offering recalibrations for your windshield replacements to get you back on the road safely. Texas Glass and Tinning has master auto technicians with over 20 years experience offering you prompt and exceptional service, insured, and servicing the Golden Crescent and surrounding areas.
If it's glass, it's Texas Glass. Texas Glass and Tinting.
A split among jurors means no death penalty for an Islamic extremist who maniacally raced a truck along a popular New York City bike path, killing 8 people and maiming others. The suspect, convicted in the January in the October 2017 attack, without a unanimous jury decision on the death penalty today. He will get an automatic sentence of life in prison with no possibility of parole. He drove a truck down the path, running over cyclists before crashing into a school bus. Authorities in rural Missouri dealing with a barricaded gunman today. Police tracking 35-year-old Kenneth Lee Simpson to a home after reports say he shot 2 police officers during a traffic stop Sunday night. 1 officer died from his injuries. Another officer was hurt. Police surrounding the home where Simpson was believed to be hiding just before 5 a.m. By mid-morning, police were no longer certain if Simpson was inside. By 2 p.m., they reported he had been taken into custody.
It's a small town, so it's quiet. Everybody says hi to everybody. Well, I was shocked because it is quiet, and everybody, you know, it's just a quiet time.
It's not immediately known if he surrendered at the home or if they apprehended him elsewhere. In Jackson, Mississippi, multiple people injured in 2 shootings overnight. Outside a nightclub, 4 people were shot. Police and emergency crews responding to the scene before 3 a.m. The scene currently under investigation. There is no word on anyone's condition or what led to the shooting. Another shooting being investigated, this one at a gas station. At least 2 people were transported from the scene by ambulance. Again, no details released regarding the victims or a possible motive. in a report found problems with the dummies used in the Department of Transportation's testing. The replicas do not adequately represent all demographics. The issues include the lack of physiological differences between men and women on the models. They also do not have sensors to collect data in the lower legs, and they only represent a limited range of body sizes. The GAO says regulators have blind spots about how different body shapes and sizes are impacted in crashes. Near record low unemployment rates, a strong job market, and consumer spending is making the Federal Reserve nervous. They're raising interest rates to slow down the economy. Here's the reason why.
As the U.S. unemployment level has hovered around record lows, ticking up to 3.6% for February, it's been causing inflation to skyrocket.
The tighter the job market, the stronger the pressure on employers to boost wages and lift their own production costs.
And causing the U.S. Federal Reserve to raise interest rates to try and tamp it down. Gary Burtless, a senior fellow in economic studies at the Brookings Institution, says over the past few months, there has only been around one unemployed worker for every 2 jobs available, intensifying inflation more rapidly than we are used to.
That is why the good news about unemployment and new increases in the number of people who are employed will result in pressure on the Fed to slow down the economy and reduce price pressures, wage pressures that tend to be contributing to inflation in the economy.
So when will the Fed be happy and take their foot off the brake? Burtless says the sweet spot is around 5% unemployment and 2% inflation.
The White House today opened the country's largest wilderness to energy production after approving a project for oil drilling in Alaska. The project, about 200 miles north of the Arctic Circle in the National Petroleum Reserve. Environmentalists argue it's a negative impact on the environment and the climate. Alaskan lawmakers and the oil industry say this will create thousands of jobs. The Biden administration faced challenges if it rejected the project.
Well, good evening, everyone. We had a few little clouds that gave us a few sprinkles out there, and nothing really to get excited about, but at least something's happening. Obviously, it's a far cry from where we were last week when it felt like summer. This week, it's going to feel like winter because it's going to get even colder later this week. We'll take a look at your 7-day forecast coming up in a moment.
This is Ford Truck Month, Texas. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month, Texas, and see what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. Drive Ford F-150 with 0.9% for 60 months, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days, plus complimentary maintenance.
So I'm back home from college, hanging out with some friends, we're drinking. So we started driving and the road's kind of windy. Next thing I know, I lost control of the car and I crashed into a house. And then from there, you've got the backlash because it was on the news. And before I could even get back home, my phone was blowing up for people's parents, other people like, how could you, so irresponsible? And you go from thinking that I'm this good guy and everything's working out for me to all of a sudden like, I'm a felon. It's a $30,000 mistake for me and something I still think about and have to deal with every day.
Hi, I'm Charlie Garcia.
And I'm Rico Garcia.
And we are USA Concrete Coatings.
If you're ready to upgrade your business, restaurant, garage, man cave, or porch, then you're ready for USA Concrete Coatings.
We'll have your floors looking flawless with our exclusive USA Concrete Coatings products. We'll ensure that your concrete coating is strong and durable. It's antimicrobial and comes with a lifetime warranty.
USA Concrete Coatings, from concrete to custom in just one day.
Pop quiz! Woo. What's the capital of Oregon?
It's Olympia.
Taking your trophy. Celebrity Jeopardy winner, Ike Barinholtz. Were you like a class clown? Did you ever get in trouble in school?
Like 4th or 5th grade, I mooned the class. I learned from my mistake.
Keep your butt in your pants.
Where it belongs.
Plus, a performance from K-pop group Twice.
Feel Good with Sherry. Kids say the darndest thing. How old are you? And I looked at him and I said, fine, thank you. Tuesday, we're all new.
This is what old people do. We get around, we look at our sleep data, which, Gelman is all about. So he comes in bragging about his sleep. Well, let me see yours.
No.
Next live, Christina Ricci. Plus, we kick off Sleep Week.
What were you last night? How good were you?
Optimal. I'm like, yeah, it's great. Somebody's sleeping well around here.
Good evening, everyone. Chief Meteorologist Maclovio Perez. Just want to remind you that everybody calls me Mac, but that's my dad gave me that name, so I still use it. Anyway, 67 was as high, as warm as it got today. 67. Now, last week we were in the upper 80s, almost 90 degrees, and the overnight lows were 67. What happened? Well, you saw that big north wind come in on Monday, and that blew everything out and cooled it down. Well, we are even slightly below where we're supposed to be this time of year, but that's a lot closer to what kind of weather we usually get around this time of year. Now, on top of that cool air, we're getting what we call an overrunning. In other words, a moist flow coming at us from the Pacific is riding up on top of us, and when you put that warm, humid air on top of cold air, it condenses out, and so we're getting a little bit of light rain activity even as we speak, right about there. There's the city, and there you see it. Oh my gosh, it might be raining in Edna tonight. So we'll watch it and wait to see if you get it. This is all very light activity, but as you can see on this wider picture, there's some bigger activity occurring off the mountains of northern Mexico. This is Monterrey right here. The south wind is coming at us from the southwest, literally from the Pacific, and you can see how the storms are stronger there. And of course, if you watch the track, that means that the valley is going to get some heavier rain even than us. But the clouds will also be with us for the next day or so. So I'm not going to say it's heavy rain. I'm just going to say it's cloudy, cool, and a little on the damp side. Now, for the next couple of days, we're going to be watching the West Coast again. This is another monster California storm, and watch what happens in the future here. It's up here tonight, it's rolling in here, and that's a bad thing right there, right there. When that cold air runs into all that tropical moisture coming up from the Pacific, boom. You know, the West Coast has been on a drought for 20 years. In 1 year, could we fix that? I don't know that we can, because we don't have any guarantees it'll happen again next year. But watch that storm as it rolls over the Rockies. That's your Wednesday. And then by Thursday, it actually starts rolling through our area late on Thursday night. And then by Friday, it should pass us. But late on Thursday night, we might even get some thunder showers as it comes through. For mariners, for tomorrow, this is your Tuesday forecast. High and low tide, of course, easterly winds right now, running 15 to 20, so it's still a little on the choppy side, and it's going to be breezy for the next 2 days, actually for the week, because breezy from different reasons. All right, I'll show you in a second. 73, our forecast high tomorrow, and like I said, tomorrow, it'll be an easterly wind. Then it'll be a southeasterly wind, and that's why we get up to 75. And then we get a strong southeasterly wind, that's why we get up to 80 on Thursday, and then the front comes through, the northwest wind kicks in, and look, 50% chance of showers, could be, you know, a half an inch, substantial rain, more than we've seen in a long time. And when I go to the grocery store, I'm going to hide my face because if the spring breakers see these temperatures for the coming weekend, they're going to be mad at me. That's your 7-day forecast, folks. I want to remind you to go to our QR code and scan that photo, and it'll put Crossroads Today on your phone, and you can take your phone with you, news, weather, and sports whenever you need it. We'll be back with more, but first, here's Gino.
Thanks, Mac. 2 UHV Jaguars are winning weekly awards. That and more after the break.
Hi, folks. Greg at Fuller Pep. A longtime customer talked to me the other day and told me they switched to a horse feed from another company because it was cheaper than ours. Before long, the shape of his horses deteriorated and one ended up at the vet. Our equine feeds are formulated to keep your horses in the best condition and maintain peak performance at any life stage. We're not the cheapest, but we sell a superior quality product at a fair price. And in my opinion, that's value. Come see us at Fuller Pep.
Famous actor and mental health advocate Sean Astin will be in Victoria as the featured speaker in Victoria College's Lyceum Lecture Series on March 28th. Sean is known for major roles in movies like Rudy, The Lord of the Rings, and The Goonies. The event will take place at the Victoria Fine Arts Center at 11 a.m. on Tuesday, March 28th. Admission is free, sponsored in part by the Victoria Television Group. We know you always buy everything your family needs, like the best cuts from our meat market, a bakery with fresh goods baked daily. We are here to assist you, and you can grab fresh tacos. Supermercado Morelos. Live the tradition.
You can enjoy endless entertainment and local news updates for free on our 17 over-the-air channels. Connect your TV antenna to your smart TV in 3 easy steps. Connect the coaxial cable from your antenna to the back of your TV. Select the menu button on your remote and navigate to the correct input of your antenna. Find the channel scan option and click it. Setting up your antenna will keep you entertained and informed with the latest weather updates and emergency information for free. Call or email for questions or more information. Stay connected and stay safe.
Hate crimes in the U.S. rose last year to the highest level in more than a decade.
How long did this go on?
For more than an hour. Unfortunately, it turned into an assault on both of my parents. It gets worse, Dr. Phil.
You've got video evidence of this, so of course he would be arrested. That did not happen, did it? Next, Dr. Phil.
Howdy Crossroads, a former Cuero State champion is heading back to the Crossroads to hopefully bring a title to the El Campo Ricebirds. At the Board of Approvals meeting today, the members in attendance voted to approve the hire unanimously. Longtime coach Travis Reeves spent the past 3 seasons in New Caney High School as the head football coach. The Victoria native would be taking over for Chad Worrell, who left the Ricebirds to take a coaching job at Burleson High School.
But we just wanted to come back to a smaller place, one school, one town place, and we didn't want to just come to any place. And El Campo's got a long-standing tradition of success. The community's very supportive and reminded me a lot of Cuero, quite honestly. And but we're excited to be Ricebirds and feel like this is going to be a great fit.
Coach Reeve and the Ricebirds will head down to Cuero in the regular season to take on his former team. Travis used to coach at Cuero for 14 years, and Reeve is also going to be a little closer to his brother Charlie Reeve, who was named Victoria East Titan head football coach earlier in the year. The Victoria West Warriors baseball team took on the Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial Eagles today at Riverside Stadium. Things looked gloom for the Warriors early on as West gave up 2 runs in the first inning. The Eagles would strike again in the third, putting up another 2 runs. The Warriors found itself in a 4-0 hole early on before scoring its first run in the 4th inning. But the Eagles came storming back with 5 runs of its own in the 5th. The Warriors just could not keep up with the scoring of the Eagles and would eventually fall 11-5. West had 7 hits in the game, but also racked up multiple errors, while Veterans Memorial did not commit a single one. Victoria East Titans fall to Corpus Christi King Mustangs earlier today in Corpus Christi. Both teams battled back and forth, but the deciding run came in the 6th inning by the Mustangs. Final score 5-4 King. The Titans are 13-3 on the season. 2 UHV athletes received RRAC Player of the Week awards for their contributions last week. On the UHV baseball team, Hayden Leupold went 7 for 10 with 7 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a triple, along with a home run, which led to 2 victories in a 3-game series against University of Southwest. Leupold is the first Jaguar baseball player to be recognized for the weekly award. The UHV Jaguars baseball team was supposed to take on LSU Shreveport Friday, but it has since been pushed back to Saturday due to inclement weather in Louisiana. The next athlete to win the RRAC Player of the Week is Shiner's own Cameron Cowan. This is her 2nd time winning the award this season. In the game against University of Southwest, she gave up 1 run over 9 innings of play. She leads the Jaguars pitching staff with over 60 innings pitched, a 3.02 ERA, and 38 strikeouts. UHV travels to Texas A&M San Antonio on Tuesday before returning home for 2 doubleheaders between Jarvis Christian on Friday and Texas College on Saturday. That's your sports. Don, back to you.
All right, Gino, thank you, and stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10. We'll take a last look at your weather. Plus, an annual Shamrock Run took place in Portland Sunday, and that's no blarney.
For months, we've been saying that Fred Loya can save you more money on your car insurance. But just how much more? In recent months, people who switched from Geico and Progressive to Fred Loya Insurance have saved over $1,500 a year. State Farm customers who switched to Fred Loya saved over $1,600 a year. Allstate customers saved over $1,100 a year. That's a combined savings of over $240,000 a year. So start paying less. Call or visit fredloya.com. If you don't call, you don't save.
Join us at First United Methodist Church Sunday mornings at 8:30 on KAVU TV. But if you're looking for a place to worship in person, we'd love to have you join us here at 8:30 and 10:40 in our sanctuary, or at 11 o'clock with Pastor Amanda in our Ignite Contemporary service. As society gets more and more back to normal, we hope that you'll join us for worship. We were made to worship in community. We pray together, sing together, share in Holy Communion together. Won't you come be the church with us at First United Methodist Church?
Who called the police?
I did. I was on the phone with the dispatcher as he attacked my boyfriend.
A roommate fight left everyone on edge.
He got in my face and kind of headbutted me, and I just pushed him out of my way. And basically, I got super mad.
And he's still jittery today.
Did you have too much coffee today?
Yes.
I usually know when to stop. I love this job.
Next, Judge Judy.
Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell released from the hospital after treatment for a concussion. He'll continue to recover in an inpatient rehab facility. His office says his doctors discovered over the weekend he also suffered a minor rib fracture after he tripped and fell at a hotel in Washington, D.C. last Wednesday evening. The Senate returns to Washington this Tuesday evening after the weekend. Washington, D.C.'s famed cherry blossoms are one day closer to peak bloom. The National Park Service announced over the weekend the cherry trees are in stage 4 of their blooming cycle, known as peduncle elongation. Thank you. Stage 6 is peak bloom. The Park Service predicts the blossom's peak bloom will fall between March 22nd and 25th. D.C.'s National Cherry Blossom Festival opens on March 20th. Now, Mac, you and I have been talking about wildflowers, and we've seen some. Did you see any in your travels this weekend, Gino? Any wildflowers?
Yes, they were all over the place. Blue bonnets and the
I'm glad you brought that up, Gino, because look what I've got for you.
Okay,
Look at that.
Look at that.
That's a high 187 out there closer, I guess on the way to Gonzales, north of Cuero.
Yes.
And that was just one. I got about 30 of these, and I look pretty silly out there on the side of the road taking close-up pictures, but it looked beautiful. And in the sunshine, the color is just incredible. I've got more coming at you, but right now I just got to tell you about the extended outlook, because last week it was summertime, remember?
Yes.
Yeah, this week it's a little bit more winter-like. Well, actually it's springtime. This weekend's going to be winter-like. Yes, we're going to warm up with a southeast wind up to about 80 on Thursday, and then that next cool front drops us down into the 50s as high temperatures and 40s overnight. What happened to spring?
Gino, do you and Zach have any outdoor games to cover this weekend here?
Oh, yeah. Hopefully the UHV Jaguars softball team. And the men as well, and of course baseball all over the place. So,
if they're going to be sitting in the stands, bundle up. The players, they
also, if you're going to be taking photos in those blue bonnets, be careful for snakes.
Oh, well, it's always a problem.
So.
The other problem is if you get too close to the fence, the bull shows up.
We got one more thing to go, Perez and Perez. The annual Kingston Shamrock Run.
We're ready for that, aren't we?
In Portland, Oregon, Sunday. The Shamrock Run is the city's largest road race dating back to 1979. This year, 20,000 people took part in the event. The finishers of the 8K, 15K, and half marathon received a medal incorporated with a bottle opener in their design. The winners of the 8K get their weight in beer. The run canceled in 2020 and 2021 due to the pandemic. How about that? All right, thanks for joining us for 25 News Now at 10. We're streaming 24/7 Crossroads Today Plus. Join Carolina Astroin, meteorologist Trey Mining. 25 News Now sunrise starting at 5 a.m. Good night.